Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today we're here working on the Cincinnati lathe, starting to sort out a lot of the bugs and stuff that the funk of 40,000 is what we like to call it. This machine's been sitting for a long time, and I'm finding that there are things that just aren't functioning properly. Today we're going to be working on this part of the head of the lathe because it's stucker than a stuck thing. So let's see what we got to do to get this broke free and get this part functioning. But first, let me bring you over here and show you what's exactly going on. I'm Mike, and you're watching Mike R's Shop. I will admit that I have been standing here looking at this thing and playing with it for longer than I should have, thinking I'm a moron and that I'm missing a lock somewhere. But this part of the lathe will not move, no matter what I do. So I can go to the ends of the free play in the movement, and it will not break free. I've tried tapping on it. I've tried all kind of stuff. So then I went to take the quick change tool post off, and I got that off, and lo and behold, that is also stucker than a stuck thing. So we got to get some stuck stuff unstuck. If we had some X-lax, we could get this really moving, but we don't. So we're going to use some aero coil, and just run it down into these cracks and grooves. Aero coil, get your crap together. I love your product, but your aerosol cans leave a lot to be desired. No control is what I'm saying. So I got that in there. I'm hoping that just by some gentle tapping, we'll be able to, I think I need to get a piece of aluminum or something and try going in here. I don't like hitting steel on steel. I thought maybe some light taps would do it, but yeah, they're not. So let me get something I can beat on. So I mounted it back on there, and I'm just holding the tension all the way this way for it to move this way. And I'm just taking this hammer you can see that it's moving because this is breaking loose. So now I'm going to go the other way with it and try to drive it this way. And you can see I can get more turn. So yep, so it's moving gently. So the slides are just rusted up tight. So eventually, I think if we do this enough, it'll break loose. Then we'll take this mechanism out of it, if we can, take the bolts out of it, and then really get it free. But I kind of want to break it free like this. Be careful about pounding on that cross slide too much. We can also pound in here. So what we're doing is we're putting tension against the screw drive, and just there she goes. She went a lot that time. Good. Yep, she's getting there. So let's see if we got a little bit of freedom now. Yes, it's moving. My plan is working. Oh, what a pain in the katukas. But I've got it to the point now that we can hopefully move it out, get it cleaned up, and then maybe we won't need to take this drive out. Whew! Look at the amount of rust in there. That's what we're dealing with. The rust isn't even so much on the slide as it is just on the top. So the only way we're going to ultimately be able to deal with that, I think, is to take this apart. But let's clean that up and run this forward and back a couple times. I'd be a little more concerned about doing that if our actual slide mechanisms were, really pitted, but they're not. So I just want to get it a little bit looser before we get too carried away. And then once that's a little bit looser, I feel like we'll be okay to take it apart. So I've run it back and forth a few times now, cleaned it up with a wire brush. Now I'm going to see about just taking the drive part out. I hope I can get it out. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but you know, you don't know till you take something apart and play with it. I am so good at dropping crap down there. Anyway, there's one cap screw. Here's the other one. And I'm hoping, yep, looks like that's just going to hopefully come right out of there and then give us the opportunity to take the slide right off and clean it up thoroughly. Something just fell. Oh, it was a little ball bearing. Okay, there's a little ball bearing that was in here. So that's down in the tray. Fortunately, I heard it go. So, yep, there it is. Whew, didn't know that was in there. Okay, now, well, that's not nearly as ducky as I was hoping. I was hoping that once we got that out of there, we could take the slide off, but, I guess I'm not sure. I may have to Google it and see how they come apart. I thought getting that out of there would allow me to, but it's a gear drive, so, which is fine. It means it's got a lot of torque, but it's not, I got a feeling it has something to do with this here. Let me get it back off of there and see if there's any way to access anything from the bottom. I'm sure that it threads in there somehow, and there's some kind of a retaining pin or something. I'm hoping that it's not this thing, because it's not a bolt. That's like a swedged thing, and I don't want to unswedged the thing. So, all right, I got to find my daddy, get this off, and I'll be right back. So I flipped it over. I found a cap screw right here. I took that cap screw out, and this piece is what makes it move back and forth. It's nice and in good shape. It's got a little bit of wear in one spot on the threads, but overall, it looks pretty good in its overalls. So we'll get that cleaned up. But right now, I just want to put the pieces back together again. Now comes the fun part. Now we're going to have to get this apart and really get it cleaned up. So I think I'm going to put it back into its bolts again, tighten it down, and then I can work to get it loose and that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm being super cautious because I've not had one of this particular part. I had one part of my other lathe over there, but I don't assume that everything is the same. At least I assume I don't. Oh, there we go. That's nice. There we go. It's because it wasn't tight. Okay, I think that's enough that I can drive on that with my aluminum and my hammer and try to get this apart. Probably the best way to go is going to be off the back. My hammer's hiding under my phone. Yay me. Let's see if she'll go. Maybe that's not the best way to do it. Maybe this is a better way. Maybe there's no good way. Maybe you just got to do it. It's definitely tight. I think we'll continue going this way. I think part of it, I need to get a little better persuader. So let me get a big persuader, and then I can come in here and boom, 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 out go the lights. And that right there, boys and girls, is why she was stuck. Look at all the rust. So we'll get that all cleaned up, lubricated up. It looks like there was some kind of a spring detent there also. Not sure if that was something to do with, I don't think it had anything to do with this. Because this went here and then went this way. And that would be beyond where, I don't know what that is. So anyway, I guess I better make sure that I put this back together again the right way also. That might be important. I guess it's, as long as it works, that's all that matters, right? Got it all cleaned up, wire brushed up. Haven't lubricated it yet, but just checking the fitment on it and so forth. It's working good. It's a little tighter than I would prefer yet. But I think overall it'll be all right in its overalls. The cross slide is really worn on one end, but that's adjustable with those screws. Now that I'm understanding it, there's a screw on each end that can adjust the tension on the cross slide. So I think our next step is to just get some grease in there. Hopefully that's going to take care of it. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. I think this material makes the most sense. This is a PB Blaster surface shield. It's a lubricant and a wicking, so it keeps the moisture out. I think that's probably going to make the most sense so that it doesn't rust again. And the stuff does kind of get gummy once it dries up. So also, this little ball here is a lubrication point, so you can drip lubrication down in, pretty sure. So let's see, we want to go this way, put our cross slide in, like, oops, our little shim came, there we go. Yep, get our cross slide in there. Oh yeah, that's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yep, I'm happy with that. So it's nice and clean, it's lubricated. And it shouldn't rust with that rust shield stuff in there. So, okay, now the next step is to start putting it all back together again and hope we didn't do something wrong. See, the first thing I think we need to do is take it off and get the drive back on it to make sure that everything there is copacetic and nothing is so pathetic. At least that's my opinion. Yeah, this is a learn as we go, and I'm sharing it with you transparently. So I've had vices apart before and stuff, but this one's just, there, none of them are that I've ever seen are exactly the same, and I'm certainly not saying I've done tons of them, but it's always fun to do these little come off of there, do these little projects. Just another way to take a bite out of crime. Okay, so that's there. Our Lubridator block. Everything looks good here, but I'm going to blow this off real quick, and then we'll lube it up real good. Get her good and tight. Okay. So that's good. I think our next step now is going to be to get the gear train in there. That's nice and good and clean. And I need my little balls to the wall. Yeah, I think the safe way to do this is to stand this up on its end. I don't want to do it like that. We'll hold on to it, I guess, in that. Pretty sure that ball goes right there. Yes, it does. Okay. So let's stick her on there like so. And then drop our little gear train on there like so. And hope like heck everything goes back together again the way it's supposed to. Not feeling like it. Why not? I don't think the ball is holding this up. Oh. There it goes. Okay. Whew. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Oh, you are just being a little pot licker, aren't you? I set my socket down and lost it. There it is. It's the third time today I've done that. Oh, that's the wrong screw. If you're going to assemble something, be sure to use the proper screws. A slot head screw, that's not the right thread, does not work well where there's supposed to be a cap screw with a smaller thread. Make that a note to yourself. It's important. Okay, you don't need to sit here and watch me do this. I'll get this put back together again, and I'll be right back. I promise. I'm not going anywhere. Don't you go anywhere either. And there we go, just like that. Working great. So that's it for this one. I appreciate you being here. It's been a fun little project. Now I can do what I was setting out to do, which is to get my thing on here and figure out the angle of the taper, or the angle of the taper, I guess, on this, because this is for cutting a taper, and so that we can get some tailstock made for this, so we can get an active center and other things that we're missing. So that was fun. It's exciting. And it works. So I'm really happy with that now. And I can go ahead and start laying out the taper to be machining tailstock pieces for this lathe, because we don't have anything except one, which is just a generic tool stock that I've got fixtured up here now, so I can start measuring out the taper and that kind of stuff to machine up stuff, so that we can put on a Jacob's chuck and an active center and a passive center and whatever else we feel we need to put in the tailstock of this big old Cincinnati lathe. All right, that will do it for this one. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Fun little project. Like, share, subscribe. Get your merchandise down there in the description. And the most important thing, I don't want you to forget, because it's the most important thing. Did I mention it's the most important thing? Yeah.